This is Always Be Finding, where opportunity is created, not chased.
Welcome to the show. I'm Miles.
And I'm Amani. Today we're talking about something a lot of smart, hardworking people do that quietly kills their pipeline.
Here's the core principle for this episode. Opportunity rarely disappears, attention does, and waiting is a strategy. It's just usually a bad one. You're trading visibility for emotional comfort.
Yeah, the need doesn't vanish. Your client still needs taxes filed, a website updated, a bathroom remodeled, a training delivered. The opportunity's still sitting there. But if they don't see you, think of you, or remember you, their attention slides to whoever is visible.
And most folks aren't doing nothing. They're stuck in what I call respectable hiding. It looks like work. It just doesn't create conversations. The accountant reorganizing their client folders instead of checking in after big life events. The designer polishing a case study for the 10th time but never sending it to past clients.
The coach color-coding their CRM, telling themselves, once I get this system perfect, I'll reach out. The consultant thinking about a newsletter for 3 months, all prep, 0 invites to talk.
That's the activity illusion. Tons of motion, no new opportunity, and underneath that is psychology. Status quo bias says, keep things how they are. If you've gotten used to waiting for referrals or inbound emails, reaching out first feels like messing with a system that's kinda working.
And then loss aversion kicks in. Our brains hate the feeling of loss more than they love the feeling of gain. So one ignored email or one, nah, we're good, looms larger than the possibility of 3 new projects. Waiting protects your ego. If I don't ask, they can't reject me.
So you get this inner script, I'm being respectful, I don't want to bug people, when they need me, they'll reach out. It feels responsible, but it's not neutral. It's a quiet decision to stay invisible while someone else shows up.
Let me ground that with a story. A friend of mine is a copywriter, brilliant, thoughtful, loves her clients. But last year she hit a dry stretch. When we talked, her calendar was full of preparing, redoing her website, tinkering with her brand voice, organizing testimonials.
Right, classic.
And I asked, how many existing clients have you simply checked in with this month? She went quiet. It was 0. Not because she didn't care, but because reaching out felt risky. Her brain said, don't disrupt the status quo. Don't invite a no.
If you're listening and that hits a little too close to home, you're not broken. You're just running the default human settings, status quo bias, loss aversion, and the activity illusion all teaming up.
But here's the reframe. Every time you choose, I'll wait a little longer, you're making a choice about your visibility. You're choosing emotional comfort over proactivity. Waiting masquerades as patience. It's usually avoidance.
So the question for the rest of this episode is simple. If waiting is a bad strategy, where should your attention go instead? And the answer is, not strangers on the internet. It's the people who already know you.
Let's flip the lens. Instead of always chasing new, what if you treated your existing clients as your most powerful pipeline?
They are, hands down, warmer, cheaper, and more responsive than strangers. These are people who've already said yes to you with their money and their time. The hard trust work is mostly done.
But because they feel familiar, we mentally file them under handled. Status quo bias again. We assume if they needed something, they'd reach out, and we stop being intentional about the relationship.
So let's make this stupidly practical. I want to give you 3 simple plays you can run with almost any service business: check-ins, value updates, and review or feedback requests that open doors.
All right, play 1, the simple check-in. This is not a pitch, it's a relationship touch. Script might sound like, hey Jamie, it's Alex from BrightPath Consulting. Just checking in. How's the team settling into the changes we rolled out last quarter? Anything feeling stuck that I can help you think through?
Or if you're a photographer, hey Chris, Miles here, was just backing up your shoot from last year and thought of you. How are you using those images? Anything new coming up this season you might want captured? Short, specific, human. You're reminding them you exist and you care.
Play 2, value forward updates. That's where you share something useful that naturally surfaces needs. A web designer might say, hey Maria, heads up, browsers are tightening on page speed again. I took a quick look and your homepage is still solid, but if you notice any slowdown, I've got a couple of light tune-up options.
A fitness coach might text, morning Sam, I put together a 10-minute travel workout since a bunch of clients are on the road this month. Want me to send it your way? You're not shouting bye, you're signaling, I'm thinking about you, I'm on your team.
Play 3, review or feedback requests that open into more work. Right after a visible win, training went great, renovation finished, launch shipped, that's when you ask. Script could be, if you're happy with how this turned out, 2 favors. Would you be open to a short review I can share? And is there anyone in your world dealing with something similar who I could support?
Notice the timing there, after the win, when the value is fresh and tangible. That's your basic referral rhythm. Ask when they're feeling the gain, not 3 months later when the memory's fuzzy.
If the word referral makes you cringe, reframe it as helping them look generous. You're giving them a chance to be the person who knows someone good. That's a social gift.
You can even make it easy with a line like, if anyone comes to mind, here's a short blurb you can forward instead of having to explain what I do. Low friction. They don't have to write anything from scratch.
Underneath all of this is a simple truth. You're not short on opportunity. You're short on intentional exposure to the people who already trust you. When you stop hiding in prep work and start showing up for existing clients, your world gets a lot warmer, fast.
And that brings us to the real lever. Not just random check-ins when you remember, but actually designing time for this into your week. Let's contrast 2 weeks. Week 1 is the default, reactive. You wake up, open your inbox, and spend the rest of the week responding to whatever pops up, requests, fires.
Yeah, and by Friday you're exhausted, but if someone asked, what did you do to create new opportunities? The answer is, I answered stuff.
Exactly. Now week 2, same workload, but you've protected small blocks for conversation creating actions. Not 6 hours, think minutes. Designed motion instead of waiting.
So we promised a simple system, nothing fancy. Just 3 elements, a daily 15-minute existing client reach out block, a weekly referral hour, and a tiny tracker so your brain can see progress.
Daily block first. Pick a time you can usually protect, say 11:30 a.m. or right after your first appointment. For 15 minutes, you do only this. Reach out to existing or past clients. Check-ins, value updates, or follow-ups. No tweaking templates, no scrolling.
You might send 3 texts, 2 emails, and leave 1 voicemail. That's it. Then you're done. It's small on purpose so your nervous system doesn't revolt and shove you back into, I'll do it later.
Second piece, weekly referral hour. Once a week, block 60 minutes. During that time, you do 3 things. List visible wins from the last month, identify who was thrilled, and send a short, specific ask. Example: Hey Taylor, I loved how your workshop turned out. If you know another team dealing with similar communication issues, I'd be honored if you passed my name along.
If a full hour feels like too much, make it 30 minutes. The key is rhythm. Same day, same time, so your brain learns this is when we plant seeds, instead of hoping referrals magically appear.
Third piece, a simple tracker. Nothing elaborate. A sticky note, a notebook page, or 1 column in the system labeled touches this week. Every time you reach out, put a mark and a quick note.
That little visual matters. It turns vague hope, I think I'm being proactive, into evidence. You see that you're actually creating surface area for luck, like those elite teams James Kerr writes about.
Run that system for 4 weeks, and your relationship with waiting will feel different. You're still responding to what comes in, but you're also seeding what comes next. You're not at the mercy of the inbox.
And this is where I want to leave you with some good tension. If you're no longer relying on waiting, what replaces it as your strategy? These daily and weekly moves are a start, but they're not the whole machine.
Yeah, the bigger question is, how do you design a full system so your pipeline feels calm on purpose? Not because you got lucky, but because you know, here's exactly how we keep conversations and referrals flowing every single week.
That's what we're digging into next episode, pipeline ownership. How to move from, I hope people call, to, I know what I'm doing this week to feed next month and next quarter.
In the meantime, try the 15-minute reach out block and that simple tracker. Notice how it shifts your energy from reactive to intentional, even just a little.
Miles, thanks for breaking this down. And to you listening while you drive, or clean up from a job, or take a walk between meetings, thanks for spending this time with us. We'll see you next time.
You've been listening to Always Be Finding. Stay visible, stay relevant, and we'll catch you on the next episode.